Kirk Cousins proved not to be the answer, as seemingly every position group outside of wide receiver took a step back for the Vikings. They finished 8-7-1 and missed the playoffs a year after playing in the NFC Championship game. Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs formed one of the most dynamic receiving duos in the NFL. Thielen produced a career-high 89.5 overall grade and earned a 115.4 passer rating on his targets. Diggs wasn't far behind with an 81.1 overall grade and only dropped one of his 103 catchable targets. Danielle Hunter continues to be one of the ascending defensive ends in the NFL, as he finished tied for 4th among edge defenders with 44 defensive stops and tied for 7th with 67 total pressures. Although his 63.0 overall grade doesn't look impressive, Brian O'Neill stepped in and provided stability at right tackle position, logging more than 800 total snaps. He was one of 4 offensive tackles that lined up for over 200 pass blocking snaps and didn't allow a single sack. The interior offensive line was a huge issue for the Vikings this past year. Starting guards Mike Renner and Tom Compton combined to allow a staggering 77 total pressures. Renner finished with an overall grade of 58.9, and Compton was only slightly higher at 60.2 overall. Running back Dalvin Cook returned from an injury but still struggled to stay healthy and see the field, seeing action in only 11 games this year. He was elusive with the ball in his hands though still, breaking 47 tackles on 173 touches. Kirk Cousins failed to produce when it matters most. Following their Week 10 bye, he earned only a 71-point overall grade the rest of the season. Xavier Rhodes battled through injuries but still recorded the worst overall grade of his entire career at 58.2 overall. His 65.2% catch rate allowed was by far the worst in his 6-year career. Wide receiver Adam Thielen was their highest graded offensive player. He started the season like a house on fire with 8 straight 100-yard games. Although he had only finished with one more 100-yard game on the season, he still racked up 1,373 receiving yards on the season. Anthony Harris was both their highest graded defensive player and their breakout player, as he was a revelation over the second half of the season. He earned an 89-point overall grade and notched 3 picks as well as 2 pass breakups compared to only 7 catches in his coverage. While the talent is definitely still there for the Vikings, they need a quick turnaround along the offensive line to get the most out of franchise quarterback Kirk Cousins.